Hi there. I'm going to film this little video because we didn't get to all the notes, and then I want you to be ready for the video, the classwork on Thursday and Friday of this week. I want to remind you that when you walk into class, we are going to do our constructed response, so bring your calculator because you will not be able to use your Chrome. This is from the opening exercise of our lesson from earlier today. This is the opening exercise. It was about Emily and basketball, and basically we had to figure out if she scored 32 points in a game. So if all this was equal to 32, 16 two-pointers and 0 three-pointers, and et cetera, et cetera. All the combinations of two-pointers and three-pointers. If we added it up, they would get to 32. Sorry for the noise. This is the quietest place that I can find. So if you hear background noise, it's just the other teachers. Okay. The first thing we have to do is we have to make an equation. So watch how I read this. In your notes, you should have this in your launch. Do me a favor and just tape it into your notebook somewhere. I will have tape if you didn't have it. But we need to let x be the number of two-pointers, x be the number of two-pointers, and y be the number of three-pointers. We need to write an equation. Okay. All of the two-pointers plus all of the three-pointers are going to equal to 32. So x, I'm going to write in a different color, x, all the x's and all the y's, together, they're going to equal to 32. However, let's verify if this equation works. If we plug in this ordered pair here, if we plug in 1 for x and 10 for y, 1 plus 10, that doesn't equal 32. Oh, because this is the number of points. So together, this whole thing is a number of points. So this depends. X is the number of two-pointers. And if we multiply it by 2, we'll actually get the points from two-pointers. Same thing with y. Because these are the three-pointers, each three-pointer will get 3 points, and that's what this number is. So there's a few words that we are going to talk about what this means. The first one is we're going to talk about what a constant is. Whoa, this is orange. Let's see if I can get it to be a different color, and if I can get it to be bigger. Okay, constant. Now, this constant value, actually, I'm going to make this purple. We'll see why. Purple. Okay, our constant values. Our constant values are these numbers here. It's also A, B, and C. So some of you have seen, we talked a little bit about this. We also have our constants are A, B, and C. Okay. These constants, constant is like when things don't change, when it's a fixed value. So our constants are a fixed values. Now remember, your notes need to have the big ideas on one side and your summary. So one of the vocabulary words, if you want to list that as your big idea, is that it is a constant. Okay. Well, the constants are A, B, and C. A will equal to 2, B will equal to 3, and in this case, C is equal to 32. But what are X and Y? X and Y are going to be your variables. I want this to be black. Variables are numbers. We are going to substitute numbers in for our variables. In this case, X is a variable and Y is a variable. So we're going to substitute numbers in for X and Y. Now, how do we know which numbers to substitute? Well, in the case of Emily, we can substitute 1 two-pointer in for X and we can solve for Y, or we can substitute 10 for Y to get 1 for X. These numbers are, what it's called is if you fix a number. You can fix X to find Y. So what it means is when you fix X means you hold it very still. Like if you had to fix like something that's broken, you would have to hold it really still. I'm going to pause this for a second. Hold on. I'm back. Okay. When you fix something, you hold it in place, which means we can take a number and substitute x in to find y. You can also fix y. Oops. Y to find x. So what that means is if we say we knew how many 3-pointers she shot, our y value, you can find your x value by solving for x. And that's what we've been practicing this whole year. Okay. The other thing I want to talk about is the fact that this equation, I'm going to write it again, 2x plus 3y equals 32, is also called a linear equation. And this is what our entire course is about, linear equations. This is quintessential Algebra 1 material. And this linear equation is when you can have two variables, x and y, and this is in something called standard form. This is a linear equation. We're also going to have different forms of linear equations. So we have point slope form, which is also a linear equation. We are going to have y equals mx plus b form, which is slope-intercept form. It's also known as slope-intercept form. This may be familiar words, so this is all coming back. And then you have something called standard form, which we are going to work with today and tomorrow. Standard form, which is ax plus by is equal to c. So this is probably the most important thing from this video, is that standard form comes in the form of some constant times x plus some constant times y is equal to another constant. That's a big idea. This big idea is this course involves standard form with linear equations. I should point here, linear equations. I think that's all I need to cover. Linear equations, constants, variables, numbers. Yes. So there's a couple of problems that you're going to do just to write numbers in standard form, maybe 1 or 2 problems, but that's coming up after this. So make sure you check that you have all parts of your homework, and then write your summary of this video below. Write your summary below. Bye.